Bordering 25,000 acres of national forest land and just 2 miles from a quaint riverfront town with a nostalgic vibe that is rare to find these days, you'll discover 543 acres of opportunity. This property is located just 55 miles southeast of Santa Fe and just 2 miles from the Pecos River. The Pecos River originates in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains of northern New Mexico at an elevation of over 12,000 feet, before it transcends 926 miles where it meets up with the Rio Grande in Valverde County, Texas. On the Pecos, you can enjoy swimming, floating, kayaking, and canoeing, as well as fishing for cutthroat brown and rainbow trout. The Pecos River flows through the town of Villanueva, the quaint riverfront town described in the opening of this video. Villanueva has a population of just a few hundred people. In Villanueva, you will find a general store and restaurant, post office, community water well, and a church. Just east of Villanueva, also along the path of the Pecos River, you'll find the Villanueva State Park. With access to the Pecos River, there's also trails, campsites, restrooms, picnic area, playground, and dump station. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on new videos. We're going to jump into the interactive map where we have the 543 acres highlighted in green. To the north, you can see where it borders this darker green area. If we zoom out a little bit, you'll see this entire area here. This is about 25,000 acres of national forest land. This is part of the Santa Fe National Forest. And if we look to the south, there's the town of Villanueva. And just to the east is the Villanueva State Park. From Villanueva, you can take County Road B29A, which will lead you to the property. And then you can take New Mexico Highway 3 to the northwest, which then connects with Interstate 25, and then Interstate 25 will lead you to Santa Fe. If you take Interstate 25 to the east, then northeast, it will take you to Las Vegas, New Mexico, and then up into Colorado, and then continue along the Front Range all the way up to Denver. We pointed out Las Vegas, New Mexico, that's only about 37 miles from the property. Las Vegas has a population of around 14,000. There's a hospital, Walmart, groceries, Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, and Walgreens. But if you need some of the big box retailers, you'll find them in Santa Fe, including Home Depot, Lowe's, Sam's Club, Target, Trader Joe's, and Whole Foods. And Albuquerque is a little over an hour and a half away. Albuquerque has a population over 500,000. It is the largest city in New Mexico. You can find pretty much anything you need in Albuquerque, including an international airport. If we go back to the interactive map, we're going to expand the navigation. Click on the map legend, then expand the map legend, and we're going to turn on the road easement. If we zoom out, you can see this road easement connects to County Road B29A and extends through the property. And other than accessing this property, it's really only used by the neighbors to the east and the west. Over here to the east, there was some structures on the property at one time. And if we look over here to the west, you can see this landowner has a few structures on their property, which is a common thing to see out on these large acreage properties. Here's another structure down here. And just think of how many structures one could put on this 543 acres. We're going to go back here and show you the intersection where you turn off of County Road B29A and then head to the property. But before we do that, I want to bring up one more point. If we go back to the map legend, expand the map legend again, we're going to turn on the visibility of these items, and you'll see them labeled as well number 1 through 5. Now let's zoom out a little bit, and you see these blue icons? These are water wells that have been drilled around the property. Now this is based on the New Mexico Office of the State Engineers website. That is the state organization that controls the water well permitting. Later in the video, I'll show you where you can find this. We have this PDF linked on our website. These are the well logs for those 5 water wells. You'll see at the top it reads New Mexico Office of the State Engineer. We have some descriptive information about the well. There's information about the well tag number, the location of the well. Here's the company that drilled the water well, their license number, the driller's name, along with the drilling start date, the drilling finish date, the casing size, the estimated yield in gallons per minute, the water depth, and the depth of the well. There's some additional information below about the meter readings, but what we're looking at is this information right up here. And there are 5 separate well logs. Here there's a different drilling company. The water depth was 400 feet, the well depth was 758 feet, and the yield was 50 gallons per minute. This one has a water depth of 180 feet, a well depth of 751 feet, and a yield of 20 gallons per minute. This one was also drilled by Rocky Road Gravel and Well Drilling. They also drilled the first one we looked at. Here's another one with a water depth of 380 feet and a yield of 15 gallons per minute with a well depth of 858 feet. And this was drilled by Hayes Enterprises. This is their second of the 5. And this last one has a water depth of 413 feet, a well depth of 444 feet, and a yield of 8 gallons per minute. This one is a different drilling company. This is Lynx Drilling. Why they didn't go deeper in the well depth is beyond me. Perhaps it was a matter of the customer not wanting to go any deeper. Later in the video, we'll show you where you can find a list of licensed water well drilling contractors in the state of New Mexico. And if a water well is something that is of interest to you, consider reaching out to multiple water well drilling contractors. And if it were me, I would start with the companies that have already drilled a water well near the property. Before we went down that water well rabbit hole, we were going to take a look at this intersection right here. Here we are in Villanueva at the intersection of State Highway 3 and County Road B29E. This intersection is about 1.9 miles from the property. This is the intersection of County Road B29E and County Road B29A, and we're going to take County Road B29A to the property. And what you see here is the intersection of County Road B29A and the road to the property. At this intersection, you'll also see above-ground power lines and underground telecommunication lines. These power lines are just over 1,000 feet west of the property. We're going to go back to this intersection and then turn on the road to the property. And to provide you with a reference point, this is the road to the property. You're going to pass by multiple landowners that have developed their properties to varying degrees. Most will have a main home with accessory buildings, corrals, barns, workshops, casitas, RV pads. Then you will reach this unlocked gate, continue through the unlocked gate, and then continue on through the property. Let's turn the easement layer off for just a moment, along with the water wells. And as we get closer, you'll see this feature that winds through the property. We like to refer to this as a path of seasonal water flow. And when there's heavy rains or snow melt, the water will flow through this channel and follow the path all the way down to the Pecos River. And there will regularly be water pooled up in different spots along that pathway, and it's a strikingly beautiful visual feature with a large portion having a rock bottom along with rock outcroppings that line the walls. That feature also attracts wildlife. There's been evidence of mule deer and black bear on the property, and this property is not part of an HOA. It is unrestricted land with a wide variety of potential uses which are really only limited by your imagination and resources. The first idea that comes to mind is to do nothing with it. Just land bank it, so to speak. Place your capital in a tangible physical asset and keep it there for future generations. You could turn it into a place to go on the weekends, a place to get away from the city. You could turn it into a homestead, whether that be on the grid or off the grid. You could live there full time. You could have multiple generations there. With 543 acres, you could invite all your cousins and distant cousins. You could turn it into a campground with spots where people can come and pitch their own tent. You can rent those out on a place like Hip Camp. Or you can take it a step further and actually put some structures out there like a yurt or these tiny transparent domes. You could also turn it into a corporate retreat where employees and or clients can bring their families. You could also turn it into a youth camp, whether that be for-profit or a charitable organization, a Christian camp, an extension of your church. And it can also serve the dual purpose of a place to go in the event of a short-term or long-term societal collapse. Perhaps you've seen stories of people building bunkers, which is something that is growing in popularity. And there are many places you could hide a bunker on this 543 acres. Before we go into the final portion of this video, I have a question for you. And that question is, do you have a property that you're looking to sell? Now this could be a property that you own. Perhaps it's a property that a family member or friend owns. Or maybe you're an agent or broker and you have a listing that you're looking to get more exposure for. If you fall into any of these categories, head on over to our website, landio.com, and on the top of every page, you're going to see a sell button. Click that sell button, and it will take you to the simple form where you provide just a few pieces of information about yourself and the property. Once we receive that information, we'll reach out to you to discuss your property and the next steps. Now we're on the Landio property details page for the 543 acres. Under the Images tab, you'll find over 150 images of the property in the surrounding area. Click on the full screen icon, then click on the grid icon to view all those images in a grid format. You can then click on any of those images to enlarge it. Under the Map tab, we have the interactive map. You can click full screen, and that will open up the map in a new tab. If you click on the map legend, then expand the map legend, there you'll see where you can turn on those 5 water wells we indicated. On the 360 Images tab, you're going to find 7 different 360 aerial images. Let's click on the second one. You can then take your mouse cursor and scroll around and view 360 degrees. These images were captured at a very high resolution, which enables you to even zoom in. So if we look right here and say, let's go check out this water that we see down there, and zoom in, you can get into really fine detail. And then we have the property details. This 543 acres is priced at $444,000, and the property is listed with New Mexico real estate broker Paul Linson. For questions or to purchase this property, please call or text Paul anytime. His number is 505-907-1454. Again, that number is 505-907-1454. Scroll down a little bit further, you'll find additional information. The property taxes are less than $2,000 a year for the entire 543 acres. There's no HOA, there's no HOA fees, there's no covenants or restrictions. Continue to scroll down, you'll find the information we discussed about the water. And then down here, you'll find distances to nearby points of interest and links where you can find more information about those locations. Here you can download a KML map file of the property, which can be opened up in software like Google Earth. And then here we have GPS coordinates. Again, if you have any questions or would like to move forward with purchasing this property before it's sold, please call or text Paul anytime. Again, that number is 505-907-1454. If you like what we're doing here at LANDIO and you want to see more properties available, please support us by sharing our website, our properties, and our videos with everyone that you know. The more people that we reach, the more dreams of land ownership we can help make come true, and it would be an honor to add you to the LANDIO family of happy clients. Thank you and God bless.